I would wear a jumper to the gym no matter how warm it was, cold it was, whatever it may be. I was wearing a jumper no matter the situation because I was too embarrassed to walk in with a regular shirt or singlet, show off my little noodle arms. You know, growing up I was very tall, lanky, skinny, and it took me a long time to build up the frame and the size. And once I had done that, it changed everything for me. What it did for my life, my energy, my confidence, all these things. So if you are someone struggling to get to the gym, stay consistent, whatever it may be, it's a real game changer. People have such a superficial outlook on the gym, getting in shape, your fitness, all these things, as, you know, a real superficial outlook on just getting bigger biceps or whatever it is. But it changed so many more things to me, more important things. Like, my confidence absolutely shot through the roof once I had the physique to kind of back me up in social settings or work settings, whatever it was, to try new things, have conversations, meet new people. That all rebounded once I had kind of built up a base of confidence in myself, knowing that I could stick to something and actually get some kind of result from putting in the work. And this is something you really need to take on board and think about. If you've been going to the gym and you're going once a week, or, you know, you keep saying, oh, on Monday I'll start again, whatever it may be, you know, you really need to take a much more deeper dive into what fitness can do for your life. It's not just about the bigger muscles. It expands and bleeds into all areas of your life, and that's what some people just don't understand. And without having a real kind of strong tie to the results and what it does for you, you know, if you're just thinking that, oh, I go to the gym so that I can get bigger arms or, you know, get a six-pack, these kind of, in a way, very superficial and you know, fleeting kind of desires that you might have, it makes it a lot harder to stick to the goal of being consistent in the gym, getting results, living that kind of lifestyle. But if you take a real kind of analytical look on what fitness does for you, and I'm going to dive in a little deeper into what it is doing for me, it'll be a lot easier to stick to it, knowing all these things that it brings to you, not just the muscles. It brings all these other things to you. So once I'd gotten in shape, built up that frame, I had so much more confidence. My social group expanded. I was meeting much more, you know, hard-working people. I was meeting people that thought the same as me, were on the same kind of mission, wanting to work hard, and I could feed off their energy in the same way as well. So meeting new people through that confidence. So my social life absolutely improved during this time, and as I, you know, developed my physique. And another thing is that it gave me so much confidence in, you know, difficult social situations, whether it was work, in difficult meetings, or, you know, you're turning up to the job on day one and you're nervous and scared and wondering, are people going to like me, and all these, you know, thoughts you might be bubbling up in your head. You know, you're walking down the street at night. All these things, it really helps a lot with your confidence levels when you know you have some power, some strength behind you to deal with it if it came around to it. Not in a, you know, barbaric kind of like, I'm going to beat the shit out of, you know, my boss who says something bad to me, or, you know, someone gives me the side eye down the street. But you can at least have that little bit of inner confidence in yourself that if something were to happen, you can deal with the situation. And that all comes from the inner belief in yourself, from building that physique, going to the gym, building up the strength, the muscle, whatever it is, sticking to a routine, showing discipline, showing that you're a man of your word, really bleeds into and changes your level of confidence. So that was one of the biggest things that I had changed for me once I started to get in shape and go consistently and, you know, really hold my word to myself. And another thing is my energy levels. Once I had gotten in shape, like I was so full of energy. You know, you might go to the gym and that's the biggest part of your day. Once you're done, you're spent for the day. It's your rest, recovery for you. You know, maybe watch a TV show if you do manage to actually get to the gym. But for me, once I built that into my lifestyle, that was just the first small part of my day. You know, I'm able to add in cardio now, start a business, meet people, go out, whatever it is. I've got so much more energy now because my body has built up the resilience to work now. And that's something that can really be useful for you, not just a fitness thing. If you've been wanting to start a business, you know, it takes a lot of mental strength and energy and willpower to, you know, work your job and then have that extra energy to think outside the box after 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing. And you know, when you have that energy behind you, it suddenly opens a few doors for you about, you know, the possibilities that are there. You start setting time aside to work on that and brainstorm and think. And that all comes from, you know, that snowball effect of getting in shape, showing yourself discipline and getting to work. It really bleeds into your energy levels and what you can channel that into. So you can, you know, apply that to whatever area it is that you're working on. You know, for me, I'm trying to start a business at the moment and I have the energy to do that, the willpower, because I have this strong base to work from. You know, if I was fat and slobby and, you know, real lazy, you know, there would be no chance of me even getting something started or even having that spark or thought of wanting to do something more. It wouldn't have even been an option for me, right? Like, think about yourself. Like, where are you right now? Do you have the, you know, the fire, the energy to want more? And what would be the building blocks of that energy? It's getting your body in shape, feeling good about yourself, and it's a snowball effect. Once you have that, you want more, you want to do more. So that energy level really bleeds into other areas of your life. You notice I haven't once mentioned, you know, we're a few minutes in, haven't once mentioned, you know, big muscles for looking good for girls and flexing and whatever. It's like the 10th thing on my list, that going to the gym and building a physique, like the real direct impacts and results from doing this is like the nice looking muscles. It's like the 10th thing on the list. You know, my confidence levels is high, my energy levels is higher. I'm about to get into a few others, but this is why you need to take a deeper dive into your fitness, your lifestyle. And once you can really pinpoint all these things that it does for you, it makes it easier to stick to it because you know there's a bigger plan. It's not just about, you know, getting bigger muscles. And, you know, once I had, you know, increased my confidence levels, my energy, and my social life was expanding and meeting new people, and that also opened up a lot of doors for me as well. Once I had started expanding my social life, you know, possibilities were opening up, whether that was partnering with someone on, you know, a business idea or creating new friendships, you know, going out for coffee, meeting new people, whatever it is, going on holidays with people as well. It's really opened the doors of possibilities for me now as I started to improve and evolve when it comes to my fitness. So if you're someone, you know, you're struggling with staying consistent in the gym, really keeping a routine to even see some kind of results, take this, you know, little tool, a little bit of a mental trick, but it's not really, you know, really attribute the things that come from fitness outside of just the physical aspect, the things that it's really going to increase and brighten up your life, and you're going to find it much easier to stay consistent, because it's not just about the superficial building bigger muscles or, you know, getting leaner, getting a six-pack, whatever it is, looking good for girls. These are all kind of fleeting desires. They come, they go, whatever it is. But when you have that increase in your confidence levels, that feeling when you walk into a room knowing that you belong there, that you've done the work, that you know, you're a man of value, that's something that's much greater, and that comes from your fitness. So if you can start to allocate and put these reasons behind why fitness, having a schedule, going to the gym, all the above is important for you to actually stick to see results, it's going to change everything for you. So this is some really kind of high level advice of how to stick to fitness. But if you're looking to get serious with this, reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, and we can get to work, really change your situation, your life, your physique, and you'll notice some big changes. I'll catch you in the next one.